We're a couple weeks past Halloween and it's not Thanksgiving yet, which means it's time to talk about Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody. Hey everybody, I'm Dan Murrell, and this is my review of The Christmas Chronicles 2, the follow-up to the somewhat surprisingly popular Netflix movie, The Christmas Chronicles, from 2 years ago, which features Kurt Russell as jolly old Saint Nick, although in this one he's not necessarily jolly or old, but he is Kurt Russell, so any way you cut it, that's an upgrade. I did not watch the first Christmas Chronicles movie until I heard people talking about it. It was so weird and just crazy enough for me to love, and I feel the same way about this movie, and it can really only be tied to Kurt Russell himself, because I don't know if I can think of another actor who has put as much energy and commitment into playing a role as Kurt Russell has put into playing Santa Claus. It's as if he structured his entire career, Snake Plissken, The Thing, every movie he's ever done, just to get to the point where he could play St. Nicholas on film.
Welcome to the North Pole, Jack.
It's infectious because on the page, this movie is as generic as every other Santa Claus movie, with or without an E, that you can possibly think of. And yet, Kurt Russell takes this thing, puts it in his mouth like a knife, like a Navy SEAL swimming through the water with this movie in his mouth like a dagger, and drags you, the audience, along with it. And I love every second that he is on screen in this film. Plus, we have, as teased at the end of the last installment, Goldie Hawn joining the cast as Mrs. Claus.
What is that thing?
It's okay. His name is Hug. He's an elf.
But also not just a foil, not just a sidekick for Santa Claus. She is his equal, and they make some jokes about this that do not come off in a very condescending or try-hard way like they could have.
Well, if she designed this place, I think it should be called Mrs. Claus's Village.
Well, I never thought of that.
Of course you didn't.
It's a great Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus relationship, I have to say. She's not just the old lady in the red hat who's like, oh, I wonder when Santa's coming home from delivering these presents. No, she's in on the action, and I liked it. You're going to know whether you're going to be on board with this movie probably about 15 minutes in, when after he's interrupted hunting a large wild cat running around the North Pole and he sees something else, Santa Claus delivers the line with not a hint of irony.
Guess this is your lucky day, you cat.
If you go with that line, and believe me, I did, then you're going to go with this movie. Because Kurt Russell plays this role as every other character he's played times 3,000 and John Wayne times 3,000, put into a blender, add in some peppermint, pour it into a shake glass, and here you go. Drink up, Johnny. Merry Christmas. You also have in the villain role added to this movie Julian Dennison, who you probably remember from Hunt for the Wilderpeople, which is a great movie, or Deadpool 2, which is also a different kind of great movie. He's playing the evil elf Belsnickel, which is a character that you might be familiar with through The Office, but is now the main villain in this movie, which of course again leads to one of those lines that you're either going to go with or you're not, when Mrs. Claus, without a hint of irony, delivers the line, Belsnickel, how could you? This is the kind of movie that we're dealing with, and it only works because of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn and Julian Dennison, particularly knowing what kind of movie they're in and giving it the kind of commitment. They're not winking at the camera. They are giving this their all, but they're also very aware of what the movie is. That's not a slam to the other actors in the movie, but they're playing this movie like every other Christmas movie that you've seen. Every other Christmas movie that's on every other streaming service, every other Christmas movie that you've seen on the Hallmark Channel. And if that was also the level of performance you were getting from the North Pole gang, I guess you would call them, then this would be kind of a forgettable movie. Christmas Chronicles is also directed by Chris Columbus. It's his first movie since 2015's Pixels with Adam Sandler, but he will always have that Christmas connection just by virtue of having directed Home Alone and Home Alone 2, two of the other weirdest Christmas movies of all time. So bottom line, I enjoyed Christmas Chronicles 2, but it's very hard for me to determine whether or not you're going to, because it's weird. It's a weird movie. Like, it's kind of insane, mostly because of Kurt Russell. So it makes it a hard recommendation. So instead, this is a brief list of actual things that are in the movie, and I cannot stress this enough. This is not a joke. And if these seem like things that you would enjoy in a Christmas movie, then maybe The Christmas Chronicles 2 is the one for you. An elf party to the Baha Men song Who Let the Dogs Out. Santa Claus doing a Matrix-like defense against an incoming volley of arrows. A magical ritual to harness the power of the Star of Bethlehem. Time travel. A Christmas spirit crisis. A Santa Claus saxophone solo during a musical number in an airport. Elf carnage in Mrs. Claus's village. A sleigh fight between reindeer and coyote jackal hybrids. Exploding gingerbread cookies. Wormholes. And Tyrese Gibson singing Christmas carols. That's right, to paraphrase Stefan from Saturday Night Live, Netflix's hottest club is Christmas Chronicles 2.
I'm arming you with these.
You're arming me with cookies.
So yes, believe it or not, this is a recommendation from me for Christmas Chronicles 2, solely because it is so weird and it is so out there, but it works for me, and there is a joy to watching Kurt Russell play Santa Claus. However, I must warn you that you are going to have to get through a lot of the very treacly family stuff that you've had to sit through in other Christmas movies to get to the sweet, sweet Kurt Russell Goldie Hawn goodness. So stick with it, wait till Santa comes on board, and again, once you get to the line,
Guess this is your lucky day, you cat.
if you're not on board, maybe go back to the queue. So that's my review of Christmas Chronicles 2. It hits Netflix next Wednesday, just in time for Thanksgiving. Are you looking forward to this? Are you ready for Christmas movies? Are you still clinging on to Halloween? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. If you want to see even more of what I'm doing, you can check me out on Patreon at patreon.com/Dan Murrell. And I especially want to thank these patrons. These are some of my producer level patrons who are so great to hang out with. We have Schmodown study sessions that we do every week. They get a movie commentary every week. And we also do stuff for everyone on the Patreon, no matter what level you subscribed at, including a watch along this week on Friday for Cats. I didn't pick it. The patrons picked it. We will be watching the movie together on Friday night, so we would love to have you come and join us for that. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, All My Movies. You can find the links down in the description below. And in particular, if you want to subscribe to the audio podcast and leave us a rating and a review, it would be much appreciated if you enjoy the show. Thank you so much for watching this review of Christmas Chronicles 2. Ho, ho, ho. Only... oh, geez, like over a month left till Christmas. We got a lot of these to get through.
Guess this is your lucky day, you cat.